Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Saturday night's main event of January 25th, 2025. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? Just leave a like, comment below, and let me know your thoughts on Saturday night's main event, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all out of the way. Let's get into the review, shall we? So, the second annual Saturday night's main event, I would argue this one was probably better than the first one. I do hear some of the criticisms that, it's a glorified house show. I tend to disagree with that. Now, I will say, this is like just above tier of a normal Raw and SmackDown and just under a normal PLE, which is what it's supposed to be, right? It's on network television. It's on prime time. They're expecting a lot of, new viewers to tune into this, which is why you hear Michael Cole having a bunch of exposition throughout the broadcast. Still felt pretty natural for someone like me who is in the know of everything, where I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, I kind of get what they're trying to get at, but it's not too jarring on it, but enough to make a comment on it. I am wondering, did anyone else have this problem that I have? Because when it started, the Spanish commentary was going on throughout on this side. And I was like, is that my stereo? Am I somehow doing that? No, I'm not. No, this is definitely the broadcast. So let me know if you had that in there too. And, the thing with this one, because overall, I do think the show overall, I think the matches were better than what was on the first Saturday night's main event. But what made the first Saturday night's main event, worthy to watch for someone like me who watches every single week is that, we crowned the first women's United States champion with Chelsea Green. And that made the show worthy to watch, right? For someone who, watches every single week and keeps up. And now, with these matches here, where you can make the argument where you could just skip the show. And I'm not going to disagree with that wholeheartedly because, again, no title changes happened. The contract signing was just a contract signing, which was a little weird to me. I really thought we were going to add a stipulation to it, which was the whole point of getting the signings for it. But no, it was just your standard contract signing. They all had their last set of words. Raised the titles up in San Antonio, Texas, even though the match is in Indianapolis. I found that pretty funny because now it's just like, well, we're going to have an empty arena ladder match, which could be kind of fun, I guess. But because, now they got to move the titles to Indianapolis. Why couldn't they just give the titles to Sean and he puts them in a briefcase? I don't know. But, everything in there, it was all remain the course. We knew Rhea was going to retain the title. We knew Braun Breaker was going to retain the title. And Jey Uso, despite his best efforts, was never going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Jacob Fatu did raise up a couple of spots as well on the monster scale. Kind of basically did what we did with Bronson Reed as well. We just did a bunch of moonsaults for him. And, he did the slam into the ring post a bunch of times. Braun Strowman is bleeding. A bunch of people are covering over him. Crowd's going, Fatu, Fatu, Fatu. Mission accomplished, right? Really wish we didn't do the DQ on it, but overall it was a very fun match and a very fun post-angle match as well. I think that was probably the biggest takeaway when it comes to it. Also, Rhea Ripley as well. I think it is pretty known now that her babyface run as a world champion is going to be different from her heel run as a world champion because I haven't been the biggest supporter of the Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley match because, again, everything Nia Jax has been doing, she should be doing the Tiffany Stratton and not to Rhea Ripley. But when they did do this match, I do think this match was better than their Elimination Chamber match because, again, it felt a little different to me. Did not expect Rhea Ripley to pull out a Code Red, a Around the World DDT, a steel, an electric chair. Like, that was all these moves. Like, where have these been this whole entire time? I don't know if it's just because I've been so used to Rhea versus Liv Morgan for the longest time. And again, just even though it was Nia and I saw this match a year ago, it felt completely fresh. It just felt completely new. I thought it was a lot of fun. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus, again, was a banger like we always knew that it was going to be. Scary spot with the spear right by the steel steps. It was still a fun match overall, though. Jesse the Body Ventura was a lot of fun on commentary. I love to keep going back to it was 3. It was 3. You don't hit the 3 and then you see the rope and then you call it off. If you hit the 3, that was it. It's over. Sheamus should have won. Loved all of that. Please keep him around. Hopefully he gets a commentary match at WrestleMania or, just on some other programs as well, not just on Saturday Night's Main Event because he is a delight on commentary. We already talked about Braun Strowman versus Jacob. Gunther versus Jay was, again, it was fun too, but again, kind of what you expected. Jay gets some splurs all around. It was a little bit more 50-50 than I thought it would be, which, does go into the whole realm of that. Because, after the match, when Gunther does hit that power slam again, and, the 1, 2, 3 happens, he looks relieved. He doesn't look like, hey, I had him the whole entire time. He looks like, wow, this dude had me a couple of times, and, just the way he was looking at him. He didn't do the handshake spot like he normally does, like when he did with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. But, just the way that he was looking at him, you could tell, hey, you do got my respect. And I was like, you had me a couple of times there. I thought that was a really fun part to end up on the special show, I should say, because it's not quite a PLE and it's not quite Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, overall, I had a good time with the show. I thought it was really, really fun. Again, nothing to really run home about. If you wanted to skip it, you could, because again, nothing really big happened there. But again, it goes back to the point, Saturday Night's Main Event, it's not for me. And it's not for you, who I assume watches every single week, right? Saturday Night's Main Event is to appease and bring in new viewers, which is why it's on network television, which is why it's on a Saturday. I do think they do need to take some risk, maybe by the 5th one. I don't think they necessarily need to do it on the 3rd one. Not even the 4th one really, but by the 5th one, we probably do need to do an IC title change, a women's world title change, a women's mid-card title change, a tag team title change. If you want to do a world title, you can do that, but I really would like for Saturday Night's Main Event to be more catered to, the mid-cards and showing them, getting them their last spot there too. We had the WWE Championship main event, the first one, the World Heavyweight Championship main event, the second one. The 3rd one, let's do the women's, and let's get those going with. And then by the 5th one, we have the IC title main event. We have the women's IC title main event. We have the US title, and so on and so forth. Let's get these other titles some spotlight to be in that last spot as we progress through with it. I understand doing the world titles for the first 2 because, you're still trying to bring them in. But at some point we do need to take some risks and have some title changes, and I think it's more suited for the mid-card titles as opposed to the world titles that we have right now. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Saturday Night's Main Event. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on it. Leave a like if you made it this far within the review. I do greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, as we have a bunch of wrestling heading your way pretty soon. The Royal Rumble is right around the corner, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to hear my thoughts on that. Maybe do a prediction video on it. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.